Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have one of the crazier stories over here where it seems like a Starfield Leaker was also caught trying to go and scalp all the games that came out. So as of right now, it seems like they may have actually been arrested, and we're going to go cover up this story because it's actually a really big and juicy one as I go and cover. Now, I also want to remind you guys too, we also have a little bit of Starfield news we'll cover throughout this video, so after we kind of get to this big juicy gossip story first and foremost, I'll give you guys a heads up with some other kind of cool Starfield news to go and cover. But there is also even new reviews coming out apparently, and some kind of initial leaks where people are saying it seems pretty good, so I'm feeling good about that one. But let's go talk about the fact that someone actually might end up in jail for a very long time. So I'll make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications. I will probably be live up on Twitch if you guys are bored. Go swing them by, and the Twitter too as well. And I of course appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place. So as you guys have probably heard, right now, Starfield is about to come out very soon. There has been some review copies, and on occasion, sometimes these mom and pop or smaller retailers, or even big places such as like Target, Walmart, etc., do go and end up getting copies early, and either people maybe steal them, or maybe people try to go and rip them, or whatever it might be to go and make sure that people have a chance to buy the game. And this is why it's kind of crazy, because it seems like someone apparently leaked up the game, and now with this, is maybe ending up going to jail based on all this news, where a Starfield leaker has now been arrested as of now after allegedly stealing copies of the game, and then I believe trying to go and sell them. So in theory, a scalper is trying to scalp some stuff and potentially up in jail. So Darren Harris published extended gameplay footage online earlier this week, interestingly enough. So a man whose leaked Starfield gameplay went viral has been arrested for allegedly stealing and attempting to sell copies of the game online, among other changes. So as reported by Kotaku, 29-year-old Darren Harris was booked by the Shelby County, Tennessee Sheriff's Office on August 24th. So as of this past few days, few hours, literally Starfield has been leaked. It's been put outside, and this is before all the reviewers had a chance to see the game. Now, this is maybe not the most detrimental thing out there because the game is coming soon, and if you had to go and ship copies or books or whatever it might be, it still takes a little while for it to show up. You still have pretty much an easy tracking list. You have basically payment stuff for eBay, PayPal, credit card, or whatever it might be. So it's not the biggest deal. You can pretty much go find these people. So it's almost kind of dumb to try to sell this stuff too much. Even if you have an Amazon account, it'll usually be tied into your own account with your social security number, so it's kind of easy to find that. But right now, he's facing a felony charge for $2,500 to $10,000 worth of stolen property, a misdemeanor charge for $1,000 or less of stolen property, and then a very casual misdemeanor charge for possession of marijuana. I don't know, that kind of just got thrown in there out of the blue. So a few days prior to his arrest, Harris published approximately 40 minutes of Starfield gameplay footage on his YouTube channel. So not let alone is he breaking NDA, and this is one of those people, I'm not gonna harp on him too much. It's kind of just a dumb idea. So first and foremost, there is a huge review embargo. I can guarantee you guys right now, Starfield and other devs, lawyers, and everything else are probably watching this stuff like a hawk. They probably are sitting there watching almost every single thing, being like, oh God, we're going to take this down, DMC this down, we want this video up, whatever it might be. So that's number one. That's basically a big scratch where, why would you tie that to your YouTube account, which typically is tied to your Google account, which in theory, if you have DMCA stuff, due to it being a legal issue, they can actually go and take you to court. Typically DMCA is an easy takedown. They can just let it, they don't want to have the content online. But something like this is also in regard now to stolen IP, breaking embargoes, and everything else because it's early access for the game. Typically, we don't see too many big prosecutions, which is why this is maybe even going to be a bigger story, because in the fact that they're trying to go and scalp and sell stuff is even worse. So while Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax Media, did its best to contain the leak, so they probably took it down, the original video and shorter clips were widely circulated online. And it's also where it kind of turns into a bigger issue, because if you're just one channel and you upload it a day before and 5 other channels did it and they get taken down, yeah, that sucks for the company, and they can kind of brush underneath the rug, maybe not work with you again in the future. But this is also a bigger leak, because this leak itself actually went from the big higher up. So basically, them uploading the video for 40 minutes. 40 minutes is a long time. And then as well, people putting stuff on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, re-uploading to it, reacting to it, or whatever it might be, putting in articles, or even having enough chance for that first initial review, that number one, could hurt sales, and number two, because it's spread out farther, because of his own parent source, it makes the whole deal a lot more bigger. It's kind of a good example for the GTA 6 leak, where, yeah, the leak itself was bad, don't get me wrong, but more so the fact that so many other people had a chance to download the footage, keep the footage, re-upload the footage, put it on TikTok, put it on Twitter, Twitter. All of that put together kind of goes to show that it was a bigger issue, and that kind of puts more to the actual leaker itself. So Harris later tweeted a video reviewing the game in which he referenced Starfield director Todd Howard and addressed online reactions to how he'd played it. So first and foremost, once again, like, he is out here now trying to go talk about the gameplay. 40 minutes of gameplay out there. People, that's a horrible scratch. Number two is the fact that he quite literally called out Todd Howard. The actual big, Bethesda big boys. That's like you basically stealing like a car from a Ferrari dealership or whatever, and then going up to Todd Ferrari being like, bro, your Ferrari sucks, after you went and made a video of you uploading yourself stealing the Ferrari, and then you also once again throw in the Todd Howard, you suck, and once again it goes into them also trying to scalp stuff. So it's not a good vibe. It says, I ain't mad. I know what happens, he said. That game's smooth. For all the gamers out there who want a different kind of game, that's definitely something to get. It takes time. You have to read it. You can't just jump into it. You'll be jumping around like I was for a minute, which is cool. I mean, like, it's a nice review, I guess. Todd, no offense, man. That's a pretty good game. Perfect timing about leaving the earth and all that. It's good stuff. Pretty swole. Good moves. They were saying like I played like a beginner because I'm not a game expert. I was just trying something out. That's a good game. Y'all don't want to miss it. Starfield for real. So it's funny because this guy, I believe, is actually in, like, apparently arrested as of now, but here's his video itself and his review.
Man. Know what happens.
Dude, he's just like, I don't care. I'm bobbing. Like, he's like, he's smoking up too. He's that game be smooth. I love it.
Want a different type of game, that's definitely something to get. It takes time. You're gonna have to read it. Can't just jump into it.
Which is kind of nice. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to do too much of a deep dive into RPG stuff or whatever, but it's nice because they're really saying like, hey, like, we got, like, you want to vibe it, you want to enjoy it, it's going to be an RPG, it's going to be a long game, you got to kind of smooth yourself into it, which I like. I think it's cool.
You're going to just jump around how I was for a minute. Todd, no offense, man.
He's like, yeah, man. No, I love this guy. I mean, I don't like the things he did, don't get me wrong, but it's just his, like, personality. I'm like vibing it.
That's a good game. Perfect timing. About leaving the earth and all that. It's good stuff.
He almost kind of reminds me of like a mob boss a little bit. He's like, yeah, it's good stuff. Keep it up. Like, I kind of respect him, like, in a weird way,
Good moves. They were saying I play like a beginner.
And he still has to go and be like, hey, yo, boys, I'm just trying my best, for the game. Leave me alone.
Expert.
But although the one kind of bigger issue too, because he is a scalper in theory, says it's alleged that Harris was responsible for uploading listings for multiple copies of the game. So basically he's trying his best to go and sell it, including its $300 consolation edition to the Japanese e-commerce platform Mercari. How he managed to obtain the copies from the game is under, like, basically no one really knows. So he was trying to scalp it. Like, I'd probably run this up to scalping, reselling, whatever you guys want to say, because he, number one, had access to the game. Then he uploaded the game itself on YouTube. And then he also then called out and talked about his review, which was also breaking embargoes, and then also called out Tom Howard as well. But on the reverse side, the most scummy side, is he also was trying to be a scalper and then sell all these additional things as well. So these, like, big four lists is probably why he might end up in jail. Like, this could be enough of a big enough leak and a big enough issue. And also when it comes to actual reselling of goods, depending on how he got it, and he probably didn't pay for it and respend it, he probably just kind of sat there and went from there. I don't know. We'll have to see. So Starfield was originally scheduled to be released last November, but in May of 2022, I'm sure you guys know, it was now delayed. It's coming out very, very soon. The game right now is gone for gold, and hopefully he doesn't end up in jail for too long. I'm not really sure how much the extent of this was, but it was at least a few $1,000s for all these sales. Now, a little bit of quick spoilers, too. Apparently, it could take over 130 hours to really start the game, and some folks are saying you basically had to get past the main storyline to really enjoy the game. And I think it kind of makes sense for RPG-type style games, because think like a Skyrim or a Fallout. You can beat the game pretty quick, relatively, but the side story and side content sometimes is more of the important stuff, which is very nice to see. They're saying 80 hours in, I went from doing one game to a completely different game, where I started really focusing on the main quest, and did that, and then I got so caught up in the main quest that I spent the next 50 hours just doing that. I'm going to tell you this game doesn't really even get going until you finish the main quest. And basically saying someone played the game for 40 hours means basically nothing, because there's so much random stuff ongoing for the game, which is actually getting better reviews than I thought so far, and a lot of folks are pretty much happy with this. And even Todd Howard himself says he even has a unique twist on the new Game Plus mode whenever the game is all fully done, saying, Starfield delivers Bethesda's most immersive role-playing since 2006 Oblivion. It gives you the flexibility and options to carve out a unique identity and even add a unique and exciting twist on New Game Plus to incentivize continued and repeat play. And it's kind of cool because we don't necessarily know exactly what and where and why it's going to be changed and different in the future, but it's very nice to see that they are trying something new, and apparently all these things are very, very well received. People usually like doing New Game Plus modes. I've seen people do it like 15 times for Soulsborne style games, and at the end of the day, too, I'm just excited for this game because it seems like most of the reviews at least are saying the game is better than expected, and it does seem like there's a lot of really good updated changes since then before. So I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We're talking about the Twitch and Twitter if you guys are bored, always linked down below, or check it out in the future. And of course, I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place.